Here we go, Dave. I'm pretty sad. We got 2 more episodes left. The Nightly Murders.
I'm ready for Scooby-Doo.
Oh my God. Have we talked about that yet?
Not yet.
Oh, geez. Wait. Hold on a second.
Where's our intro?
Do I have an intro? Here we go. Oh my.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
It's getting crazier out there. Well, it's always been crazy. But hey, everybody, welcome to Late Horror. What, Dave?
It's crazy in here, too.
That most certainly is true. Hey, everybody, welcome to Late Horror Show. I am Dino, as always. This is Dave Plouffe, Vice President, Canadian American Leisure Company. If you saw the episode, which we're going to be reviewing and talking about tonight, The Nightly Murders, you would understand what he means by that. That beverage company, I tell you.
They did too.
What's that?
They did wine as well.
Yeah, well, they brought in wine, and then they were going to cater the museum, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah,
but anyways, the Nightly Murders, Kolchak. This is episode 18. There was only one season. If this is your first time here. And this aired a day before my birthday, March 7th, 1975. Yeah, and lots of interesting things in this episode. The captain, I think, is going to be very interesting to talk about. The way he acts towards Kolchak in this.
Yes.
He's not a mean captain. He's almost a narrow wolf.
I have got some things I want to talk to you about him with you about
when we get to that. And again, it's John Daner who plays the captain. He plays Captain Vernon Roush in this episode, and we know John Daner from Suspense and many other old time radio shows too. So
and Columbo and the Wild Wild West.
And Columbo and the Wild Wild West. Yes, John. Yes, we covered the one with he was a bit older there. Yeah.
He was.
A little grisly is what he was. Is that the right word for it?
That's fine.
Rough around the edges, maybe.
Get you. But just very, very,
yeah.
Like me.
Yeah, rough around the edges. Anyways, let me say hi to everybody. Mr. Ed, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, Sweet Indigo, what's going on, Sweet? Edward Stewart, good. I'm glad you're here today. WTF Horror and Sci-Fi. I was there so mad when I discovered it wouldn't return to TV. Yes, WTF. Leon Wayne, I love the movie Barbarian. I thought it was okay, but we're not here to talk about that tonight. Welcome to the chat, Leon Wayne. Raj, what is going on? Good to see you. Connie Clary, John Swan, Sin City Jim, Lizzie is here. Good to see you, Lizzie. Somebody else is here. Nathan is here. Black Roses is here. What's going on? Can't wait to start talking about this. Andrea. So yeah, here. I think we can just get into this. This was. Oh, what can I say about this episode, Dave?
Well, let's check what IMDb says about this episode first.
Go ahead.
All right. So, as you already said, the air date, the IMDb has this as a fan favorite at 7.7. Do you agree or disagree?
I think slightly too high. I think a 6.7 right off the bat here would put it for me.
All right.
Yeah. Would put it for me. That's not proper English. I would put it around a 6.7.
When have we ever been proper English here?
I know exactly.
I ain't done that in a while.
No, really, yeah.
For me, 6.0.
Really? So even a little bit less for you. You didn't care for it.
I'll tell you. There were some things.
Yeah. There were. Hello, Sally Skellington. Good to see you. Leon Wayne, I like Alfred Hitchcock Presents. That's good. Who else popped in here? Sailor Sam. Okay. Yes, I this was a middle of the road, little peaks here. Some things made me laugh, kind of was fun. The very ending kind of brought it down, I think, a whole point. Like, let's wrap this up in 15 seconds, is what I saw.
Yes.
And it was kind of really ridiculous. But the characters, you got John Daner playing Captain Vernon Roush, which the interaction between him and Kolchak I thought was really cool.
It was wonderful. And hello, Kathy.
Hello, Kathy. Good to see you. I thought their interaction together was really, really good. I thought the museum curator, played by Hans Conrad, how do you say his last name again?
Conread.
Okay. Another one that was in a lot of suspense in old time radio too, as well as other.
He was in not only I Love Lucy, but then he was in the Here's Lucy episodes too.
Oh yeah, no, he shouldn't have done that.
No.
His career went downhill after that.
He died.
I think he retired. Okay, Jesus Christ, what a way to put it. But his character, I thought as Mendel Boggs, who was the curator and a very animated individual and character in this. Well, Dave, what's the face for? What?
Well, it's the lost opportunities that this episode had.
Okay.
That's why I graded it so low. I really thought they could have done more with Mendel Boggs in terms of, like, bringing someone back from the 12th century. He was a great character, but it's just like he was just the character. There was nothing supernatural about him. This would have been one of those great episodes that could have been on TV for a full-length 2-hour movie if they got into some of the parts. But as you mentioned, that the ending is just so quickly, and the actors, quite honestly, I mean, I really like John Daner. I like the actress who played Minerva, and that's really about it. The butler, he was kind of fun, but it lacked the big names that we saw, like Dick Van Patten in the earlier episodes. Scatman Crothers, just it was missing. It was not firing on all cylinders.
It wasn't. And listen, it's the second from last episode of the season.
They're cleaning out their lockers at this point.
Yeah. And let me say hi to some people I haven't seen before. Just keep an eye on the chat, people. Samuel Coleridge, I love the late night shows, guys. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoy this one. Our banter about whatever we talk about on Sunday.
I think Samuel was on with us a couple weeks ago too.
Okay, and Thomas Swafford. Yes, I remember you being in the chat before too. Good to see you. He was also on Gilligan's Island twice. The guy from Andy Griffith with the elixir got Aunt B in the ladies. Hey, Sean. Good to see you here too. And Willie Abe is here. I get what you're saying about Mendel Boggs, the museum curator, where every black magic is involved in the suit, the knight's armor. Okay, but if he was involved in some way or another, it would have been great. But the plot that's around, and we'll talk about it, around this black magic and this black knight, which is pretty cool. I like him walking around with the weapons and everything like that.
That's neat. Yes.
But the story and plot around him just seemed halfway done, like you said. I would have loved to have Mendel Boggs, or Boggsy, as Minerva called him, as she was walking out. Boggsy.
Oh, she has some choice words for him.
Yeah. Oh, she was a spitfire, is what we call him.
With diligence, he'll make village idiot. That was my favorite line.
Oh, you want to hear my favorite line?
Yeah, let's hear it.
My favorite line is, let me see. I want to make sure I get it right. Well, I think I know it. Kolchak's visiting Minerva, and the knight's coming, and she's screaming, and he goes, "Get in the bathroom, you damn broad." Wait, see, I'm getting it wrong. Get the hell in the bathroom, you dumb broad. That's what he says to her.
That's what he says. Yes.
And when he says that, I cracked up laughing. I think that's my favorite line of the episode.
Oh gosh.
Get in the bathroom, you dumb broad. There's a night coming. What are you doing? Kate Ojo, what's going on? Good to see you. Been a while. Anyways, go on, Dave. That was funny.
Well, I was gonna say, even toward the end, Vincenzo has some choice words and phrases for Kolchak.
Oh,
He thinks he's having a mental breakdown.
Well, I have that in my notes. I was going to talk about that. I thought, really, he was having a little bit of pity for Kolchak because and guilt for himself, as like, have I driven him to become insane? Is he losing his marbles? Like, is he just losing it and we need to put him in an asylum? So there was a little bit of empathy there from Vincenzo and guilt. I thought that was, and that's really a very small part in this episode that Vincenzo had.
Yes.
Yeah. So there wasn't a whole lot.
And I'm still concerned about Miss Emily. I'm not sure she's coming back.
I saw Miss Emily's phone there. I mean, she had the old woman's phone and there was a flower over there.
They took it.
They did take it. Yeah. I guess they've been confiscating old phones and putting it in the office.
Well, yeah, and they're probably going to need it for another show because Kolchak's ending, so they're probably just stripping down the sets already.
So you think they're tearing apart the set as they're filming?
Yep.
We need this prop for another show.
It's going to be on Barney Miller next week.
That's kind of funny, Dave. So listen, let's there was a woman, as I was going through IMDb credits, it said Maura was a character.
Yes.
She was just a reporter, but
no, she wasn't.
She wasn't? Did she?
I know who you're thinking of,
okay.
But Maura is actually the wife of the dealer of the coat of arms.
Maura?
Yes.
She was the reporter at the beginning, right?
Nope.
That's
what I thought too. I thought, gosh, that person's kind of tan in their IMDb picture.
Okay, so they just got that wrong then.
Yep.
Well, dang them. IMDb, get your act together. Crimson Red, have you been in the chat before? You seem familiar, and I think it's been years since I've seen you, but I'm not sure. Are you new? Anyways, yeah, that was odd. But anyways, you know what? I'm going to pop it off to you. Speaking of, we get pops in here too. But Dave, go ahead. Start us off on this episode.
All right. So hold on. Kathy just said something.
You hear people on the set yell out, "I've called dibs on." I got dibs on that. Yep. No,
that's true. And I love, one of the things I love throughout this episode, when Kolchak starts to get in trouble, he always makes sure he has his hat ready to go. Like, it's not like just running. It's like, got my hat. Now I can run.
What would you take from the set as it's ending and we're finishing off this series? Kathy brings up a thing. She's, I got dibs on this or that. What would you take from maybe The Office or something that's a regular item?
For me, I'm a person who is either going to take the phone, I'm going to take the coffee maker,
okay,
I'm going to take the hook that I put Kolchak's hat on.
Okay.
And if I have my tools, I may take the swinging door that lets me into the reporter room.
Well, yeah. Well, listen. Oh my God, you had a list there, man. I'd take all those too. If we were able to break down and take like the wood from The Office, or
I would even take the glass between Vincenzo and the reporters.
But I would love Kolchak's desk is what I'd love. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely love that. DIY Craft Q, what's going on? Super sticker, $1.99. Super sticker, thanks. Written on top of the Purple Heart. So thank you. No, thank you. is what I say. Thank you, DIY Craft Q. Dave, where do we
So the
start?
beginning of the episode is a little
Lots
odd.
of kills at the beginning.
What?
Lots of kills at the beginning.
Thank God.
Well, the numbers kind of pile up, Dave. What are well, they're four
Yeah.
deaths.
But it's really kind of cool. There's this guy and he's driving, and there's a backstory that you hear, and he's almost like, he's part of the syndicate, but he's not. And he's driving in front of this really nice house, and he gets out and walks into his home, and he
The
hears
tape
this-
recorder. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dave. Yeah, how did we forget that? We would need that, but anyways.
So this guy walks into a house, and he hears a chinkling of armor, and
Yeah,
he
he was a war captain, right? It
A
was
ward.
Ward Captain
Yes.
Leo Ramutka.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just get his name out there for
He
credit.
sees this knight, and the knight levels this crossbow at him. By the way, the knight is not wearing a gloved hand; it's just a regular hand. And he shoots, and he kills the guy. But I mean, it's a crossbow bolt that looks like a freaking missile. I mean, if you imagine lawn darts that we had as a kid, it's probably 5 lawn darts together. That's how thick this thing is. And I mean, instantly dead. And I love, instead of doing the dead body on the ground and they circle it, they do it on the door. And it's like he was put up against the door, and there's a big hole in the door. It was great. It was so funny.
That was funny. There was some, this episode was a little bit more comical than some of the past ones. And yeah, the shape on the door, the outline, the chalk outline on the door, in the hole. I just didn't. Mandy.
So he must have
would
just
take a typewriter
into the door.
Yeah, I would too. Mandy. Yeah, that was quite odd. But Captain Rausch tells okay, yeah, this is after this death here of Ward Captain Leo Ramutka, the crossbow. And I didn't notice the hand, Dave. I didn't notice the hand. But usually I catch that. But all of a sudden the captain comes in, Captain Rausch, and Kolchak's there. Oh, go ahead.
J.O.B.
Hey, what's going on, J.
Just saw Kolchak the Night Stalker, the movie, 1972. Interesting film.
Oh, we've been talking about this for a year now.
Beyond interesting. I think it's an excellent film. It's so much fun, and it'll grow on you. Wait till you watch it the second time.
Oh, yes. Sailors. Well, I don't know if J.O.B. has even seen the series that we've been talking about. And of course, we'd take the hat and everything. We'd take the whole set. I loved these shows when they were on, but every time I see Darren McCavin in anything, can't help but think of that stupid leg lamp. Yeah, I guess so. Me, not so much anymore after seeing Kolchak. That's for sure. But I would say the Captain Rausch and Kolchak, they're getting along, and it's the first time it's the first time you see the captain and Kolchak getting along.
Yeah, normally everyone yells at Kolchak. They tell him to get lost. They take his tape recorder, rip out the tape. No comment, things like that. But this guy is like supposed to be this legendary hero of the Chicago PD.
Can we talk about legendary heroes? Ezra Carter, actor. I won't say nothing, Ezra, but he may be famous very soon. He's a guy. He's an actor. He's filming, I think, the second season already, and the first season hasn't even come out, so that's a good sign. But stay tuned for something on NBC with Ezra. Listen, I'd let you guys all know when it happens. But anyways, Ezra, I'm just shouting you out. Hopefully you don't mind that. But yes, go ahead. Very interesting relationship with those two.
Yes, and before anyone in the chat says, we already know that Chris Carter was inspired by Kolchak to do the X-Files. So I just want to be the first person to point that out in this episode.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
So this guy's walking downstairs, and he sees.
Oh wait, I'm still not done. I'm still not done with I thought you were going to add to the Captain Roush and Kolchak's relationship, because at first I just think that they're getting along.
Okay.
But then all of a sudden he goes. Captain Roush goes into this thing with Kolchak where you start to find out that he's just manipulating Kolchak every time he talks to him. You don't know why, but he's just like, he starts going into long thought out processes of what's going on with the murder scene and stuff like that. And then some of it doesn't make sense. And even Kolchak's going, what the heck is going on? I'm not getting no information. I need to get the hell out of here. But later you eventually find out that he's like a narrow wolf. He just wants to sit in his chair and not do no work. I don't know if retirement's coming up very, very soon, but that's what I get out of this.
Well, I think early on, he does make friends with him. He like puts his arm around him at one point. And then, he starts talking. And to me, I wrote down, this guy sounds exactly like Rod Serling.
A little bit.
Because he does the same type of quotes. And he goes, Kolchak, imagine if you will, 6 million people in Chicago, all living together. And
that's what he's telling Kolchak. Yeah.
And
so be sure to hit that thumbs up, everybody. Yeah, that's important too. Yeah.
It is important, just as important as you're here watching us live.
Yes, our incoherent dialogue. Anyways,
we're very coherent.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
But he even allows Kolchak to tape him, something that no other police guy would ever want. And the guy is all, he starts talking again, and Kolchak goes, no, back from the beginning. And he goes, okay, back in Chicago.
But that's where I think he's messing around with them. I think he's just playing games, whereas the other ones argued with him. I think he's just messing around with them a little bit because he's acting like he wants a good speech on that recorder, but he's really giving Kolchak nothing. So to get rid of Kolchak. But anyways,
but it's also a little unremarkable that those two haven't met. I mean, we've been through 18 episodes and a dozen police detectives, and you're telling me you don't know the name Kolchak or you don't know the name Captain Roush?
Well, they seemed like they knew each other a little bit, but anyway, like they were too far apart and they never really met up,
Sure.
Whatever. Sure. Yeah.
So we're already at the second murder where this guy is driving along this. Yeah. So this guy's driving around and he's like got this huge real estate portfolio they keep talking about. And I love the voiceover of Kolchak saying that quote, the only piece of property he needs is the plot in Memorial Cemetery.
Yeah, which people evidently don't like him.
Well, no, and he drives up and this guy, again, you see the night kind of, it's obscured because it's a nighttime shot. But you see him like level something at him and it's like a spear, like a jousting spear, and it goes right through the windshield and in through this guy, and he's dead.
I beg to differ, Thomas Swafford. I don't think he is manipulating. He's old and likes the sound of his own voice. I think he does like the sound of his own voice. They probably know each other by reputation. I agree there. But if you watch the full episode, you will find out about halfway through, or maybe a little bit more, that he's just playing dumb, which begs or lets you know that I think he is manipulating Kolchak in his own way, because he does know more than he lets on. Even though he is he's kind of lazy and doesn't really want to work. But anyways, continuing on. Yeah, this guy gets killed. I do like that the Black Knight is shown pretty quickly in this episode.
Yes.
It's a plus, but it's something, Dave.
Well, it reminded me of the Scooby-Doo episode. In the very first Scooby-Doo episode.
Oh, go ahead.
Episode is dark. It's a dark night for a night, something like that. And again, you kind of see the Dark Knight throughout the episode, and that is
Yeah.
good.
Miss Ed Stathis. Does Dino have more stuff on his desk than Dave has in pens? I have become a minimalist, right, Dave? When it comes to my desk.
Oh yeah, definitely over the years.
Yes, I mean there's some older videos where you got to look for my head around all of the toys.
You can't even see Ted.
That are all around me. I mean, it was actually ridiculous at some time. I mean, I'm like, I got to bring my face up a little bit closer, but I try to get in as much as I can. But anyways, okay, Dave, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there. The kill number 2.
Kill number 2 happens, and then we're over at the police station. And at the police station, there's all these reporters around the captain, but Kolchak slips in and he goes into the captain's office, and he's like actually waiting for him to appear after his interrogation.
Again, he probably knows him by reputation, knows who Kolchak is, knows what he's like, and allows him to come in there instead of hollering and get security or get him out of my office. That's what you would get from the old other captain in the older past episodes. But he's there and he's ready to sit and just feed him a bunch of BS for as long as he wants. Because I think Kolchak, it goes to a cutscene where he leaves. He's like, I'm glad I'm out of there or whatever, because he had a very long conversation with him that was just boring, and he learned nothing from the whole thing.
He learned about ice cubes, though.
Did he?
He did.
Yeah.
John Daner went off about ice cubes being ready-made, pre-made in blocks, because they talked about ice picks and ice picks going through people and stuff like that.
Well, I liked how he beat around the bush on the weapons when Kolchak first came in the office. He was saying, a knife, then ice pick, and then he was saying it was bigger than that, and Kolchak's trying to get him to explain exactly what it was, and eventually does. That doesn't sound like a knife to me. J.O.Pita. I also think Chris Carter was influenced by Friday the 13th, the series. Both Canadian shows, and had a male and redhead female partners who reported back to an older superior Jack versus Skinner. I'll store that up in my head, J.O.B. But I do believe it was the X-Files. Anyways, let's continue. I think it was Kolchak, but Friday the 13th. I don't know. That's a stretch, I think. But maybe you could be right.
All right. We're going to
go Okay, Dave. Sorry.
We're going to go to the pawn shop next.
Where he's going to get my favorite place to go, Dave.
Where he's going to get some information about the crossbow.
Yeah.
And the other guy wants to give him his autobiography. Yeah,
and his name, Kolchak's gone to this pawn shop before. The guy's name is Pops Stenvo, I think something like that, but Pops. And he's talked to him many times, so he's back there to ask him about the crossbow. Yeah. Great scene, Dave.
It was definitely a filler scene as far as I was concerned. But then the next scene I thought was really cool because it's the first time since Mr. Ring we actually see a computer. And we've got a computer, and it's like throwing up words and stuff like that. Yeah. And this is where we're introduced to the president of the Canadian American Leisure Company, KACL, not CALC or whatever. So
I blocked all of that out. They were going way too in depth on this company's name.
They were, and they made a mistake because they did CALC and then the KACL. I'm like, are they talking about a radio station? What is this? What's going on? And I actually had to replay this section about 3 times before I could actually understand what was going on.
I know. I can't believe you actually got down, Canadian American Leisure Company. I mean, they said that very quickly too, but I did get that part of it. But it was a weird, because the next victim is going to be this beverage, company. They made their way up. Kallick and Hawking, and it was Brewster Hawking and I think it was Charlie Kallick or something like that. And they were partners. And Brewster Hawking is laying on the bed, but this is where they go over, how they've got this beverage company, they got the wine, and evidently we didn't skip over the museum yet, right? That's
We
coming
haven't
after
gone
this
to the museum yet
because
we
they're going to be the people who cater kind of the wine and stuff like that or something.
right, because the big idea is that they're transitioning this really cool museum, this medieval museum, into a bar.
Yes. A bar and a discotheque. And what
it was the 70s, 1975.
What the curator said was Boggsy. He said, they're turning it into a place for steaks and discotheque, is what he said. So, and I guess this is kind of the whole thing with this episode, which, do I even go in about this is what's going to awaken the night. Yeah.
It does. But I want to talk about Brewster's death really quick because I thought it was cool.
Yes, let's do that. And hey, Harry Scott, good to see you.
Again, it's a guy who lives in a really nice mansion. There's a fire in this fireplace, fine art above the mantle.
Reminded me of the 1940s films where the old guy is just always bedridden and popping, pills to make him feel better. And, that's who this looked like. If it was made black and white, that's exactly. And he's acting all scared, like he's, paranoid. Yeah. Almost like Scrooge a little bit.
It really was. Yes.
Yeah. I loved it. Well, I didn't love it, but I thought it was interesting.
It was interesting.
It was something to see, something to behold.
Yeah. And he hears some noise and he calls out for the butler. And it's like, come on.
Butler.
And then we see the night and the guy's in bed's like, oh crap. And he starts pulling up the sheets thinking that'll save him. He's got 3 phones next to him, a red phone, a blue phone. On the ground is a white phone because he is the Canadian American Leisure Company. He's like a 24/7.
And he does all his business out of his bed. Yeah.
Yes.
And don't you like that back in the day, you could hook up multiple phone lines in your house, If your son was in the bedroom, it was almost like cell phones today. They got their own line, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back then, the phone company would come out and they could hook 6 phones up in your house if you needed it. But yeah, very good. And I also like that you could always hear the chain, almost like Scrooge, of the night chingling, changling, whatever adjective you want to use for it, really. Pots and pans. There was an episode of Sanford and Son that there was a Scrooge episode. You knew I was going to say that? Bring that up. Lamont, he had tons of chains on him, man. And Fred Sanford was scared to death, but you could hear all the chains, and I thought that was kind of cool. You would hear the chains coming in and then the victim would die. But after this death, we're going to slow down, but continue on, Dave. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay, because I was actually going to go to the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang of, Disney. But no, that's fine. But yes, we see the night, and of course, his shadow is cast first, and he starts walking in, and this guy is swinging this mace, right? Or
the mace, spike ball, the old ball and chain, Dave.
Oh, good stuff.
That's why he called it the old ball and chain.
And this guy is scared. It's like he was in a timeshare thing that he can't get out of.
How was that husband killed? He was killed by the old ball and chain.
This guy steps on the phone. You see the phone just go, and then gets hit in the head with a spike ball, and that's it for Mr. Brewster.
Yeah. We're going to find out that every time he kills somebody, whether it be with an axe, a sword, a archer's bow, or the mace, he there's a thing he does where he cleans it off on either a pillowcase or the curtain or so. It was weird how they explained it. I was a little confused with that too, Dave, but there was an explanation about it where, it it was a specific material he would clean the blood off.
Yeah, it was in a way kind of desecrating the person he had just killed.
There
So
you go.
if
Thank
it
you very
was-
much, Professor.
Yeah, so if it was like, Brewster, he wiped it off on his sports coat.
Yes, yes. Let's go disco duck. Well, listen, this museum is this, at least this curator, Bogsy. He cares about all this stuff in there.
Oh,
He's been doing it a while. So you're gonna come in here and mess it up. And that's, I think, the next scene here that we're at. We're at Heidecker Museum.
Heidecker Museum.
And you see that Black Knight back up on a pedestal back in the corner.
It's not, yeah, but there's
Next to Minerva. What?
a couple of different knights in there.
There is, but only one has had a black and magic woman spell put on it.
Okay.
And that's, and Minerva has
Are we
some
still
Nerva.
live, or did YouTube flag that as music?
I would hope not. Listen, I
Okay.
doubt it very much. But Minerva's up there,
And what was Minerva wearing?
Well, that's typical fashion of a woman her age during the late 70s.
That was like a onesie someone got up from a Care Bear Institute.
It looked like an old couch fabric.
Yes.
Or like they used to call it back in the day, the Davenport. That's a 50s, 60s, and 70s term for a couch, a Davenport. We need a new Davenport. I used to hear my grandmother say that all the time. The Davenport has holes in it. You're the one that got the cats.
My grandmother was more, can you pour me some more Davenport?
Scotch and soda, please. Okay, so yeah, Minerva's up there, and she's an interior decorator, and she's the one that was hired by who, Dave?
She was hired by Brewster.
Yes. The guy who owned everything and was killed now. So I don't know who's in charge and saying, continue on with the renovations. But see, you never renovate a property, Dave, like this.
You're right. I would never do it.
Ghosts, black magic, you never know what you're going to do.
But it was funny because she was telling Boggs, take down that shield because it was blue and everything else here is black and you can't add color and blah, blah, blah. So
he was hollering at her. Like Andrea says, the knife you got. Yeah, it was, she was just all over the place, and she was a smart aleck, and she left out of there. And the whole time, Bogsy, I like to call him, it's a good name, Bogsy. I might call my next pet Bogsy, whether it be a dog or a cat or a fish.
what if you have another kid?
No, that's not going to happen. Dave, what is wrong with you?
How you doing, Bogsy?
I want my kid to grow. That's like a butler name.
That's like Pugsley from Adam's Family.
Well, or I think I want my kid to be a butler. With a name like what's a butler's name?
Oh, Jeeves.
Yeah, well, with a name like Jeeves, you know your kid's going to grow up to be a butler. I'm sorry, Dave. Did I take that away?
I'm sorry I can't share this excitement with you, but there's an episode of Frasier where Frasier gets an English butler, and it is hilarious. It is so good. And he, at the end, he has to give him up. He's all, it's just so fun. So good. You got to see Frasier.
How could I get rid of a butler? I've been spoiled. Well, that's a Seinfeld reference. Jerry's the one that said, I mean, what's with calling your kid Jeeves? I mean, you know what he's going to become when he's older. He's going to be a butler. Anyways, Doug the cat. Hey, dude, what's up? What's up, Doug the cat? Doug is a cool cat. Hey, Dino, love your show. Glad you're doing good, buddy. Thank you. Well, Dave just said, what if you have another kid? I don't think so. I have to admit, you guys are making me more and more interested in Kolchak. I don't even want to talk to you no more, Jade. I don't be that. Stop it. If you just watched that movie and you're not telling yourself, you know what, I need to see the series. then maybe you don't need to see the series. That's all I need to say. Because after watching a movie, I'm like, let's go, Dave. Let's watch them. You know? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, okay, so to continue, Minerva walks out with a smart aleck attitude and leaves him there to be pissed off because it's going to be a steak and discotheque. On to the next scene.
Quote, no. There's a great quote. He's all, they want to put up speakers, woofers, tweeters. And then Kolchak, he starts messing with the knight and the head falls off.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he was knocking on it to see if and it sounded like solid, like something's in there. And he went to go there, and then the head falls back. Yeah. Which was a goof. And I don't think they said, well, we're going to have to do a take two. You know, I don't think they decided on that, Dave. Wait, it's 8:41. Let's do a check on thumbs up. Here we go. Right. 60 thumbs up. Very, very disappointed. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. 60 thumbs up. If you guys haven't hit that thumbs up yet, please do. All you got to do is go down at the bottom, and there's a little thumb that goes up and one that goes down. Whichever one you prefer. If you hate us, put that thumbs down. But let's get to 100 thumbs up if we can. This is a mission. The collection is pretty cheap, Jade. I don't know, be at like $13.90. Yeah, you can get these on DVD for sure. So 60 is all right now, but we need to double that before the end of the show. Let's
How many people are actually watching us?
We got 34. That's good.
All right, that's very good. Welcome, everyone.
We got our regulars here. Yeah, love y'all.
Why don't we talk about what we're going to be doing next week?
Let's do that, Dave. Catch us up.
All right, next week we're going to be sponsored by Hennigan's, the no smell scotch.
Yes. Are you looking for a job and you like to take that drink before an interview? Try Hennigan's. No smell, no tell. Okay, anyways, go on.
All right. So we are, and let me bring up our list here. Next week is our annual Halloween show. It's our second annual Halloween show where we're going to try some candies. We're going to do some drinks. We're going to have a good old time talking about all the very fun things that surround Halloween. And we would, of course, love to hear your Halloween stories, your
share whatever Halloween related. Yes.
Yeah.
In the chat. Yes.
And then because there are not 5
Hell,
Sundays,
I'll allow you to get on with us if you wanted, but
that would be wonderful.
I'll put the link up, but you know what? No one will jump on. Get prepared and dressed up and take a shower that night so you can jump on with us.
Or have your home decorated like Connie does.
There you go. Yeah.
I still love the videos that she would put of her home, how like decked out it is.
Well, we're going to have another channel Halloween party, so to speak, or celebration. So we will have that too, where everybody who wants to can either dress up or I feel bad. Last year, Kathy, I think, was the only one who dressed. Well, no, Connie, I think, dressed up too. Okay. Oh, no. And Grant dressed up. He was a cowboy. He was a cowboy.
Actually, I think Grant is a cowboy.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, so. You were right. Okay, so go ahead. What's after that?
All right, then the very first Sunday in November, November the 3rd, we're going to do an Art Bell Ghost to Ghost 2000. So we get to tell our ghost stories and things like that. That is just awesome. And then November the 10th, Charlie Chan, Jade Mask. And already on the circuit back November 17th, Kolchak episode 19th, The Youth Killer. And I'm looking forward to it because it's got like Kathy Lee Crosby in it.
Yes, I saw that, Dave. Kathy Lee Crosby. She's a looker.
I'd do a thumbs up just for her.
Yes. Yeah, Kathy Lee Crosby back in the day. Whew, mama. Anyways, my phone is about to die. I need to recharge. Yeah, you need to do that before the show starts, Mr. Ed. Anyways, thanks. That's incredible. Yes, J.O.B. She was on that show.
Along with John Davidson and Fran Tarkenton.
Yes, and Raj, I do got to bring this up, and we'll get back to Kolchak. Dino, of course I remember it. Do you remember the Seinfeld episode with the Moyle, pronounced Moyle, and George's special? The Moyle was, they were going to, the Moyle comes and circumcises the baby.
But he's drunk.
But he's drunk, yeah. He was shaking. He's gonna goof.
You made me nervous.
Yeah. And then George's special parking spot. That is one of my. Listen, they're all great.
Doesn't Kramer kidnap the kid? No,
yes,
doesn't
kidnap him, but he grabs him and jumps up on the couch and says, "No, I'm not going to let it happen. No, don't do it."
Oh yeah, and that's when Kramer's like Kramer's godfather.
Yeah, they took it from Jerry and gave it to Kramer because he cares for the child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dino, Dave, I'm making bodies in my body bags for my front yard. You might not want to put that in chat, Connie. You might not want to say that. She's making bodies in body bags. How I make you know what, Connie, we need to do a Halloween special on your channel too. So Fluff Chick Productions, I'll let you guys know in advance, but it's coming up quick next week. We got to do a Halloween thing. That might be a good thing to do. Anyways, let's continue. Oh, Linda Carter, don't get me started, Edward. Whew. Get me thinking about Kathy Lee Crosby. Hold on a second. I'll be back, Dave.
All right.
No, I'm joking. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's continue. We got to get through this.
All right. Now we're at the coroner's place. And he wants to get information about the recent death. We have a new coroner. And he gives
Didn't he see the butler first?
No. Butler second.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coroner first. Give him $20. Says, hey, does this guy look familiar to you? Why, yes. I think he was someone in politics. And so he takes the 20, gives him access to the file, and then we go and see.
Very short scene, though.
Very short. Again, kind of just a filler scene.
Yeah, like 20 seconds, man. 20 seconds, and that was it. Yeah, Ezra. Yeah. I'm a riot. That's what I am. Anyways, where are you at here?
We're at the butler, and
that's right. He circumcised Jerry's finger. That's right, by accident. You flinched. He was at the hospital later. Anyways, okay, go on, Dave. Butler. We're at the butler.
Yes.
I thought Dave was frozen. No, he's just sick of me talking. I'll turn it off.
No, that's okay. I was ready for Wonder Woman talk, but whatever you want to do is fine with me. Why don't you go ahead and
continue? We get
that Canadian Dry Club Soda thing, whatever it is, ginger ale.
Is
it ginger ale? All right.
Ginger ale.
No, you tired of ginger ale?
Yeah, and then I switch between Yoo-Hoo, Ovaltine, ginger ale. What could it possibly be next? I don't know. But yes, he's at the butler, and the butler is somebody we all know and love, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great character actor. I have his name down here. If you'll give me a moment.
Yeah.
Brian O. Bridge.
Oh, he's so well known that
can't read my own writing. But yeah, he is a famous character actor. One of my favorite people in the whole episode.
Brian O'Byrne.
He
was in Get Smart, Spaceballs, The Car, amongst very, very Mama's Family. He was in tons of Benson. Hardcastle and McCormick. Anybody remember that show? He was in Forbidden Love, Dave.
Really?
And Zapped with Scott Baio, who we don't ever want to talk about that dude on this show. He was on Alice. The Tony Randall Show. Have you ever seen the Tony Randall Show?
No, but I saw Bugsy Malone, and I thought Scott Baio was pretty good in that with Jodie Foster.
Oh, very good. Okay, let's continue. Let's do this.
So we're at the mansion. We're talking to Bugsy, and Kolchak had gone to one of his friends who had a telegram office and had a fake telegram, allegedly from Brewster to Kolchak, saying, "Hey, I may be in trouble. Come see me," type of thing. And the butler's like not buying it. He's like, no one calls him by this name. Yeah. You don't know enough about him. It's weird. but he does gain admittance to the mansion. And that's where he sees, I never realized Linda Carter smiled.
Dave,
I'm
stop
sorry.
that.
Sorry.
Linda Carter had the prettiest. Okay.
I'll take your word for it.
Yes. Then we're at Minerva's.
Well, this is also where we see the smash telephone before we go to Minerva.
Oh, okay.
Because he picks up he goes, well, obviously the person did not want him calling, for help. And the guy's, oh, well, he smashed this phone, but the other 2 phones up on the table are just fine. Why wouldn't why wouldn't he have destroyed those?
Dave, remember our species. Listen, the sun's it's hitting the side of your face.
I may melt. Hold on. Oh, sun's
coming
down.
I want you to burn up on camera.
Thank you.
Oh,
all right. That was a close one.
I mean, I'm 12 feet underground right now, so just be careful.
And 3 feet more to go.
Yeah, and I will just repeat. Linda Carter had the prettiest.
I agree.
Yes. So yeah, he's the smashing of the phones.
Yes, but then we go to the office before we go to Minerva. So we're at the INS office, and there's this telephone repairman that shows up, and he's all like, "Hi, MB," and it's a nice Starry Night picture you have as your profile.
Yes. Hey, Alfred.
And the telephone repair person comes up to Kolchak, and he starts working on the telephone, and he says, "Hey, this is altered," and he realizes that Kolchak just called him up to ask him some questions, and he gets pissed. He gets pissed off, and he's all like, "I'm not even going to repair your phone," and he slams it down, and then he goes over to Miss Emily's desk, rips the cord out, takes the phone, goes to Ron's desk, rips the cord out, takes the phone, and Vincenzo's like, "What's going on?" So,
well, who is he to even rip these out and take it out of the office? Who's he in charge of? He's just.
I have no idea. That was weird because he goes, "You have unauthorized equipment here."
Yeah, and who is he?
Are you renting it? How do you know what the contract is?
Right. I would have complained and said, "Dude, you put that back right now. You want to go take these away? You go complain to whoever it is in charge." That's all I got to say, Dave. I'm pissed.
I hear you.
Unreal. Are we talking about the prisoner?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Oh no, my brain, it went back in time. ABC.
We will be talking about the prisoner in about 5 weeks from now. We got
5 weeks from now. I can't wait.
I know it's episode 4 out of 17. Free for All is the and that's going to be December the 1st. That's after we talk about the Mod Squad and before we talk about Wild Wild West.
Yes, it's interesting. Yes, we will be talking about the Mod Squad. So yeah.
I'm excited. Connie's excited.
Something different. Hey, Vicky Array. Good to see you. And
Vicky Array is here. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So now we're at Minerva's.
Thank God.
Oh, I didn't think we'd ever get there, Dave.
I didn't think so either.
Man, a lot going on in this episode.
It reminded me of the apartments that we saw with early on. I think it was episode 5 or 6, where we had the conductor that would burst into flames.
Okay.
It reminded me of those apartments that they kept going into, and people they just started catching on fire, and people were dying.
Listen, could be the same either set or whatever they used. Yeah. But he comes to her apartment. He's going to ask her some questions
because and he walks himself in.
Well, and he said not a break and entering because the door was open. But listen, even if the door is open, you kind of are trespassing, and there is some legality there. But anyways, I won't get into.
When he started walking in, I was like, "Does he think she's dead already?"
That's true too. If you leave your door, no, I think Minerva is a kink. She's I think she likes to leave her door open, and I mean, because when Kolchak comes in, he walks through the door. He sees her in her bedroom on the bed, in her, her gown.
You know who reminded me of that?
What?
Madeline Kahn in Young Frankenstein.
Exactly.
You
So
know,
set
she's got
set
that
that
troubadour thing up there,
set that
and
scene in your head. Yeah.
you know,
And Kolchak inches his way up to the door, and she's talking on the phone to a girlfriend or whatnot, and she goes, she goes, burglar or rapist? She says to him, and I'm like, going, what? What the heck is she? So she's sitting there. She didn't care that he was there. She was hoping he was there for the other reasons than he was.
yeah. And he's, I'm a reporter. She goes, oh,
Oh, yeah.
poor
She was
little man.
disappointed. Yeah. So I was like, wow, I could not believe that she said that. Listen, this was the 70s, so things were different. But she was a
Yeah,
wild Minerva was wild woman. But she found out, and then she started going into this long thing about you're a reporter. No, listen, I don't want to do David Bowie's house. I
I
guess
actually had to rewind that. I'm like, did she say David Bowie?
yeah, David Bowie. I guess she keeps getting harassed by reporters of all people. Oh, somebody over there to the left, Dave.
Oh,
Oh, Bo, is he 6 foot tall now?
no, she's up on our bed. She doesn't sleep on
Way
the
up there?
ground like a common cat.
What are you like sitting on the ground?
No, she sleeps up. I have a high boy dresser, and on top of the dresser is blankets, and she climbs up there and goes to bed.
Okay, that makes sense. You just said she was on your bed and you looked up like this. I'm like going, is Dave sitting down on the ground and this desk isn't really as big as we think it is? Can you imagine? Oh, here I go. Okay, so Bo's way up on the high boy.
Yes, yes.
Good for you, Bo.
She loves it up there.
Oh, yeah, cats, yeah, they like the high spot. But anyways, so she's asking about David Bowie and interior decorating, all of that stuff. He says, "No, I'm not here for that." But then all of a sudden, we start hearing that clinking sound of the night.
And it busts through the front door, which he left open.
Well, he rushes and pushes a dresser in front of the door, not knowing that the door opens this way. No, I'm joking. It does open that way, and the night does break it down. But this is when Kolchak is holding the door with the dresser, and Minerva's just back there hollering, and he hollers again. I said earlier,
get in the bathroom.
Get in the bathroom, you dumb broad, is what he says. And I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, was there to me, I'm going get out the window because they're coming to kill us. Is there another way out of this bedroom? And to me, I don't think he purposely did this, but there's no way to escape in a bathroom. I'm like, no. Go out the window.
Yeah, listen, it was a scene set up to where she was going to get killed no matter what, because, and Kolchak, the door falls down with the dresser on top of
and
him.
Those were the cheapest doors ever.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one hit of that huge battle axe, and I mean, it was just it splintered. I mean,
oh, sorry, we're live. Oops.
This was I mean, in The Shining, it took Jack Nicholson 5 minutes to do what this guy did with one hit.
Well, that was very good quality hardwood.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And so the dresser falls down, perfume falls on top of him, and then the Dark Knight doesn't care about Kolchak. He moves right to the bathroom door, knocks it down with one hit. There she is screaming, ah, and she's dead.
He gets her with a giant axe, right?
Yes, battle axe, definitely.
Yeah, big giant battle axe that's about 5.
And I'm thinking, man, she's just decapitated, because you see, it's so funny when they take her out on the stretcher, or her hands covered in blood.
Yeah, it's a scene, man. It's a wild scene.
It is. But I have to say, I wrote down as one of my notes, damn, she has nice teeth.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I just wrote down. She's got a great smile, nice teeth. It's perfect. She should have been a dentist.
There you go. Poor woman, poor Minerva. Listen, she grated on everybody, Dave. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah,
she was an aggravating individual
she was, but you know,
who
you don't
leaves her doors open for men to just
don't marry the aggravating ones.
walk their way in. You know, and okay, so here comes Captain Roush and the police to wake Kolchak up in the chair where they're questioning him about the death. And
They're giving him the third degree, but Captain Roush goes, "This is more like the first degree. You get my drift?" You know, so
me that bad.
they're gonna mess up Kolchak, right?
Oh, we're gonna
You
mess
know,
him up.
put him in a cold water bath, and all sorts of
Cold
things.
water bath. Yeah, because he said fill up the tub with cold water.
Yeah,
And he has the light shining on his face. He goes, yeah, you got a headache, right? Yeah, good to massage right back here. And then he goes, yeah, the photosynthesis, the light kind of aggravates the headache. But he kept putting it closer and closer to his face. And yeah, trying to get real information from him, I guess. And Kolchak kept saying, nope, I don't know nothing.
and I just thought it was a great interaction when he picks him up and everything and kind of shakes him a little bit, and his hair's messed up, and they're kind of like he's looking here and he's looking here, and he goes up to Kolchak. I don't want to work this weekend. Get it?
Yeah, that's why I said if he was a lot heavier, he would be the Nero Wolf. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want? He wants him to give him information, and eventually, Kolchak says, "Listen, you're not going to believe me even if I tell you. It's a Black Knight who came in here. And he was out for the rest of that. So yeah, no, that's about it." Yeah, end of the show. See you guys next week.
Or Marathon Man, Edward Stewart.
Just don't watch The Dentist before going to the dentist. Wait, was The Dentist that horror movie? The Dentist? Is that no, that was Dr. Giggles.
Yeah, you'll laugh yourself to death.
Yes, Dr. Giggles was the dentist type. Yeah,
Well,
whatever.
Dr. Giggles was the heart surgeon. And he was going to replace this one girl's heart who had a little misbeat or something like that. But he was going to do it without, anesthesia or anything. And then all the people were left out of the insane asylum, and they were looking down at the operation. It was Dr. Giggles was a great horror movie.
And what would you give it out of 10?
Probably 8.5.
Holy Moses.
Yeah, it's a really good film.
Dr. Giggles.
I saw it on Joe Bob Briggs. First time Joe Bob Briggs was on in the late 80s, early 90s.
Nice. Okay. Believe it or not, that's a movie I passed on because I didn't think it would be any good.
It's really good.
Okay. Well, maybe
if you like Basket Case,
yeah,
Puppet Master, it's up there with those.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. The Dentist and their sequel, My Buddy. There's a horror movie, The Dentist, and there's. Oh, I'll look that up, Doug the Cat Edward. Afterwards, I did not know. Not that I'll watch it because listen, The Dentist. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, 8.5 for Dr. Giggles. Maybe I'll give it a try. J.O.B. Wait, hold on. J.O.B. For the series, Kolchak series, the TV series, we give it a 9.0. So I think you're going to have to watch it now. Right, Dave?
Yes.
The Dentist came out in 1996. Wow. Okay. So that long ago. 1996. Yeah, it sounds about right. WWM, what's going on? Okay, yeah, let's get to finishing this out. Please give a thumbs up button, everybody. Check out the description below, and please comment after the stream ends. Oh wow, we only got 8 more thumbs up. We're at 68 thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button yet, please do. Thank you. And check out Dave's link in the description.
Yeah.
Go check out his channel.
Actually, I have a great video this week.
Oh yeah, well I'll be the judge of that, Dave, when I watch it. You can't just come on and say it's a great video. You gotta let people judge. Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. No, listen, I'm pretty sure it is. Most of yours, like Kolchak, is good.
Hey,
but
I'm
there are some
50% of
clunkers.
our opinion.
Yeah, well, there's some clunkers. I'd say roughly around the early part of the year, you had a couple clunkers where you had nothing to say, and I was like, "What's going on?" Dave
You
must have just
really
had a
want to
bad
do
day.
another prisoner episode?
Listen, every one of Dave's videos are fantastic. I sit back outside and I watch him outside like I'm actually walking
And
and
I
he's in
even
my
take
yard.
this week 10 minutes to San Gabriel Nursery, which is one
Wow.
of our major regional garden centers out here.
Yeah, he's broadening his horizon. He's going to be interviewing
There's no broads.
the lead horticulturist of your state of California, right?
That would be me.
Oh, that would be you. That's true. Yeah.
And it's 5 after the hour. We need to finish our film.
Yeah, no, let's get to this. Listen, I can sum it up in 5 minutes, but we continue on.
All right.
We go to see Roger, the coat of arms dealer.
We first go back to the Heidecker Museum, though.
Couldn't we just go to see the coat of arms guy?
Just this 1 second where they just try to they think it's Boggs as the Dark Knight, right?
Sure.
And he's this old feeble guy anyway. He's not going to be able to walk or swing a mace or shoot anything. But they try to put the Dark Knight's helmet on it, and it just doesn't fit.
Yeah, no, it doesn't go over his head or nothing because Kolchak took Captain there, and it doesn't go over his head. He's like, "Get out of there, go, get." Yeah, John Swan, you should skip the first 2 episodes. Anyways, hey, Night Fright, Adam for Christ, what's going on? Good to see you. I need to put up a trivia to find. We need to do a trivia night so I can find out where Paul Ham is.
That would be good.
Yeah, our friend Paul Ham.
Actually, I'm almost done with Dino trivia. If you want to do that one night.
What trivia?
Dino trivia.
You got trivia on me?
Yes.
Oh, that's we won't have nobody show up.
Well, maybe not.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I've gone back through a lot of your old videos, and anytime you mention something about you growing up or your life and stuff like that, I wrote it down. And so now we have Dino trivia.
Well, what the heck? Yeah. Will you send them to me? I'll post it and we'll stream it. Anyways, okay. So yeah, after that they figure. Then now he goes to see Roger, the coat of arms dealer, and this is where he finds out a lot more information on who the Black Knight is.
Yes.
And finds out that there was a Black Knight back in the 14th century, I do believe, right, Dave? Named Mettencourt.
Right.
Mettencourt. And he had black magic.
John Swan.
Paul Ham is AI. Oh, you could be right, John Swan.
That's true. We've never seen him.
Yeah. I respond with the correct answer every time. I'm Paul Ham. Listen, he loved his horror, that's for sure. So yeah, black magic was performed on this suit of armor, and this Mettencourt guy, I don't know if you can describe it any better, Dave, but he was kind of not a good guy, and he hated fun, music, and fanciful events.
Right. He was a dream killer.
He was there you go. You said exactly what I was trying to get out. Yeah, a hater of fanciful events is what I called him. You call him a dream killer. Like Freddy. No, Freddy ain't a dream killer. He's a dream maker, right?
Yes.
Unlike Dream Weaver. Dream Weaver.
Be careful of YouTube.
Oh, no. 1 second. Try to keep it to 1 second. So this Mettencourt guy, we're going to find out. And they went through the thing. He wipes his blood on pieces of the victim's robes, pillowcases, stuff like that, like Dave said, he mentioned before. But they find out that there's anything else with this? Because they find out that the company was importing Chateau Metancourt material for this renovation area.
Right. And there's also Metancourt wine.
Yes.
It comes from this vineyard. And we don't really, do we know how to kill the Black Knight yet? And this is, okay, this is my problem. And we're at the end because.
No, Sally, stay. Don't let your phone glitch and take you away from us.
Make sure you've pressed the thumbs up before your phone glitches again.
Yeah, thumbs up. Okay.
It's like, is this a supernatural being? We don't really know, and it's not developed enough. And this could have been such a really cool part.
Yeah.
You know, this could have been what stretches it to the X-Files quality. Right. But later, it's just kind of like, oh, it's a Black Knight. It just moves on its own because it wasn't happy in its real life, and we're just gonna kill it by, you know,
you want to say yet, but yeah, no, there's. You're 100% correct. When they brought black magic into it, I thought it was going to be some kind of supernatural episode, you know. And then there was a point where I thought, well, maybe it is just a man that's walking in this night's. I thought it was that guy, you know.
I did too.
Bogsy. I thought it was Bogsy because he's going to seek revenge on the people who's going to change this place into a steak and discotheque, you know. I mean, who wants that? Who? You know, that might be not a bad idea. I'd invest in a steak and discotheque. Today I would, because discotheques aren't around. And who doesn't love a good steak?
And maybe we could do a roller skating rink on Friday night there.
Amen, Dave.
All right.
Yes, we need more roller skate rinks around. Listen, they all disappeared.
With the wooden floors.
Oh, 100%. Yes. With shellac that's about 2 inches thick. I hear you, buddy. I got a big bottle of chili. It's going to be good, bro. What?
A bottle of chili.
You got a bottle of chili. Okay. I'm actually lost. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay, Mr. Ed.
Get out of the bathroom. You don't.
Oh boy.
Okay, so anyways, we find out that the Metancourt name is still around, and is associated with this museum, and also with wine, and also with material that is imported from France. I was a little confused on all of that.
I was a lot confused.
Yeah.
They packed a lot into there. It wasn't clear, and it just wasn't good.
Exactly. I don't know what to say. And then if we can leave this scene now, I don't know. Are we able?
Yes. Oh yeah, I left 2 minutes ago.
Okay. We get this very sentimental moment here with Vincenzo and
thought so too.
Yeah, and Uptight. When Kolchak leaves the office. You're gonna freak me out. Don't do that ghost to ghost, Dave. I fall over. Wait, what's going on here?
They're triangulating.
They're triangulating on my situation. They're coming in. Anyways, okay.
No, I'm just checking on Bo. She just gets up, moves around, turns the other way, lays down.
I don't think I've ever seen you look up, though. It's just an odd thing. Anyways, so very like Vincenzo, Kolchak, and Uptight is there, and you can tell the lights are dim, so it's later at night. And Vincenzo must have had a long day at the office, and you know he's giving Kolchak a little bit of a hard time, trying to make him change his story. Kolchak leaves, and he's talking to Uptight, and he goes, you know, because he has a relative that is in the insane asylum. You know, he's went cuckoo.
Vincenzo says it's his sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law. Yes.
Had a nervous breakdown.
Yes. So he's like, you know, I hope all these years, I hope I haven't done this to Kolchak, you know. So he's feeling guilt and he's feeling sorry for Kolchak as if he did something to cause this. Meanwhile,
Well,
doesn't he still have really an ulcer, or it looks like it's been fixed? He wasn't
probably fixed.
Yeah.
One of my favorite quotes from this scene is, Carl, what is happening in your life? You know, like, again, like his concern. And then he's all, can I buy you dinner? And Kolchak's like, you never buy dinner.
No, my gosh. Yeah. So, then we're coming up to the end of this episode here.
I hope so.
Where, no, Kolchak's going to go and break into the museum.
And this was so reminiscent of the great episodes of Kolchak, where they take the last 8 minutes, it's silent, there's no dialogue, and it's him breaking into a dark space, whether it's Yano Scorsene's place, whether it's the Ripper, whether it's the werewolf. It's quiet, and it's a hunting thing type of, I want to kill the bad.
We will go. We will go. Yeah, no, he's coming after him.
Yeah, he's coming into the.
I don't know what he's there to do, because
I don't know either. I don't think he knows.
No, we're all confused at this point. Okay, but he breaks in and he's looking around, and this is where I think we kind of figure it out. Well, kind of, but it doesn't make any sense still when the episode ends. But he sees in a case that there's a blessed giant axe. There's a placard on it. It's a blessed giant axe. And then all of a sudden he starts hearing the chains, jingling,
and it's coming downstairs.
It's coming downstairs.
Why was it upstairs?
I don't know. He took a piss. I mean, sorry.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, I guess the bathroom's upstairs.
He looked like he was using the bathroom, and he's coming downstairs.
And you got to stand when you're wearing armor.
Because, or just if you got nothing underneath you, just let it go. It's going to go all the way to the bottom.
You think?
And that buddy better not,
But wouldn't that
anyway.
rust?
But yeah, what the heck was he doing? He's walking down the steps to go back in his position on the podium type thing that he's podium? Is that the the pedestal, the stand?
Yes.
That but
and we're not talking Stephen King.
And Kolchak's hiding behind the wall, and then the hat. But feel better, J.O. Good show tonight. So good that I forgot I'm battling a cold. Oh, feel better, J.O. I think half the country is feeling colds. It's that time of the year when the chilies come out and the rain starts to fall. And I don't know what I'm doing. But where people get the sniffles. That's why since the beginning of time, we've called it cold and flu season. Feel better, J.O. Warm blanket and a good stream tonight. Good detective shows. Dave's like, let's finish this out, please. So Kolchak starts taking pictures of the night walking to his, his stand. And I'm like going, why are you doing that? First of all, he's going to hear the flash, or he's going to see the bright light.
Well, he would actually see the flash.
Yeah.
He said he would hear it.
You can hear a flash back on those old cameras.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as soon as I said that, I said, and see the flash. So I covered myself, Dave.
All right.
Thanks. But the night comes at him. Go on, Dave. Let's figure that.
Well, the night starts coming at him, and he's got a big sword.
He does.
And
I love when Kolchak goes and grabs the other big sword from another night, and I'm like, are they going to sword fight?
That's what I was hoping for. Something like grab the mace, swing that around, start, doing something. But
I would love a security guard of like a Shemp lookalike to come in.
Oh yeah,
that would have been perfect. Okay.
But for some reason he drops the sword, whatever, and he's all like, I got something. The knight's coming at me. And it's like the knight kept coming at him for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's all, oh my gosh, look, the glass case where that blessed sword is. And he like breaks open the case and then he tries to swing it.
Oh,
And
it was heavy. It was as big as him.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so that was like, I started laughing. I'm like, how?
You know where I laughed?
Where?
When there was 15 seconds left in the show, and he took that big axe as the Black Knight was coming at him, and he goes and swings it, and it hits the knight. Doesn't break anything, but it hits him and knocks him back against the wall, and he falls down.
Doesn't he get knocked back into another knight?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
But he falls forward, and that
then
blessed axe takes away the black magic curse on the Black Knight, and it cuts and it's over with, and that's the end of the show.
Yeah.
It was almost like a magical wand was hit, and you are no longer a Black Knight.
Right.
Thus you are free from the burden.
And we don't even get anyone else like showing up, like the police leading Kolchak away. We don't get Kolchak in the back of the police car. He just kind of looks around and goes, oh, damn. The place is a mess. Property's damaged. How am I going to explain this to Ralph
Captain
or
and
Vincenzo or everyone? They're not going to believe me.
But it literally, it was like a 15-second ending. Yeah. He just hits him, and it was over. And I'm like going, wow. But you know what? I honestly, like I said at the beginning, I really still did enjoy the episode.
I enjoyed it too. Yeah. I was just really disappointed on the ending.
Oh yeah, 100%. It really makes me wonder how the next, we got 2 more, right? Yeah, two more. The last 2 episodes are going to be, is it going to be as sloppy as this one?
You know what I mean? Less things in the office.
They're going to take more and more things. I'm curious because I don't have any idea if that last episode still was a complete episode or if they end with a finale of the season.
I don't know either. I can't wait to see what happens with Kolchak, with Vincenzo. Are they going to drive off to another city?
Yeah, because they know it's the season finale.
Yeah, don't tell us in the chat.
Yeah, no, don't say nothing. I'm just curious. So anyways, that's it. Yeah, that's the episode. We got 2 more.
There's some Lego characters next to you. Are you still building Legos?
Oh yeah. This is Jack Skellington and Sally right there. They're brick heads. Is what they are. But yeah, I've got stuff down here, and I'm showing them slowly on the other channel. So I've got a whole medieval town square here that is actually coming together quite well, which I should show and just hold up real quick.
All right.
I made a Frankenstein brickhead. The brickheads are a little different. They're a little kitty, but I like them anyways.
They're kind of like the Funko Pops.
Yes, exactly. But the medieval town square that you see like right here, look at the architecture of the medieval town square. That's one building. The other building is going to be kind of with a castle topper that I'm building over here. So yeah, I love the architecture, everything about this. This will go in my medieval village because I've got a couple that I've built and they will go together good. I've also got 3 Western sets that will actually go together pretty well as a Western village, but Dave, I'm running out of space.
I hear you.
Yeah. I'm going to have to build another floor.
That would be cool.
I'm going to have the first floor will be 5 feet tall. The second floor will be another 5 feet tall. You can double your space.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to make it my height though. So I'll have to go up a little bit more. Could I do that? 6, 12. We'll see. But if I can do it, I'll do it. Anyway, there you go. Having a cold gives me the creeps. Dr. Sleep prescribed me some Beetlejuice to get better. Good one, J. Oh, that B. Your sense of humor is still there.
Night Fright. I think Christmas Story was done in the 80s. So maybe 10 years after Kolchak.
There you go. Yep. I forget. Maybe 80. I'm thinking 83.
I thought 83 to 85.
Somewhere around there. Yeah. And that's just a guess. You need to talk some Western talk. Listen, Doug, I like talking about any subject matter. But when it comes to the channel, it's like there's certain things you're not going to even pull people in for. I mean, it's hard enough to pull people in for these things, but the regulars who kind of, which I appreciate, really like what we do when we talk about these types of things and shows and stuff like that, are the ones who are going to be here. But the other, we talk Western, not everybody loves Westerns. That's why I don't put up Westerns on the channel. I do got some. Dave don't like Westerns. It depends. I like some Westerns. I do. But anyways, so yeah, next week we will be doing refresh me again. Oh my God.
It's Halloween.
Halloween, duh. So next weekend is Halloween weekend. So we will be having our Halloween party next Sunday night. Expect candy tasting and memories and all kinds of fun stuff. I'm actually going to send Dave some candy from my big candy factory.
BA Sweeties.
Yeah, I'm going to surprise him with a box of candy.
That'd be awesome.
Kathy sent me she dropped me off a box of candy when she came up to this part of the country, which she came when I was sick, but I felt so bad. But I ate it all. And she gave me the ketchup chips, which were really cool.
Did they let her back in Canada after?
Yeah, she's home.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there, buddy. Love you the show. Thank you, Doug the cat. Really appreciate seeing you around again. But with that said, me and Dave are going to go off and do our thing. I don't know what Dave's doing, but
coffee.
Yeah, I'm going to get ready for the show overnight. 5.5 years, still going.
Awesome.
See you overnight.